Attention passionate Baltimore Ravens fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Baltimore Ravens' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Baltimore Ravens fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS, and Baltimore RAVENS fans. Let's get to the news now, Ravens fans. Hold on to your seats because there's some serious buzz swirling around the team, and it involves one of the most talked about running backs in the league right now, Joe Mixon. I know, it sounds like a rumor straight out of a fantasy football scenario, but trust me, the intel is coming from some pretty reliable sources like Diana Rossini, and the whispers are getting louder. The idea is that the Houston Texans, currently sitting at 5-4 with a tight cap situation, around $4 million left, are eyeing a move that could shake up the AFC North and the entire league. And the target: Joe Mixon, the dynamic back who's been making waves and who could be heading north to Baltimore. Let's break it down. The Texans, as we all know, are in a bit of a rebuild mode, especially after losing some key players to injuries and cap constraints. Their focus right now is on shoring up their secondary after losing a major piece, cornerback Denzel Ward, who's been sidelined with a concussion and has missed 2 games. They're also trying to free up cap space, about $12 million, to give quarterback C.J. Stroud some financial breathing room for a potential extension, which is huge for their future plans. But at the same time, they're willing to send a second-round pick in the 2026 draft in exchange for Mixon, a move that could give their rushing attack a much-needed boost. On the other side, the Ravens, sitting pretty at 7-3 with a solid $15 million in cap space, are eyeing a big upgrade at running back, someone who can make an immediate impact and bring a Pro Bowl caliber presence to their backfield. Remember, after J.K. Dobbins' recent injury, the Ravens have been looking for that reliable, explosive back to help carry the load, especially with Justice Hill out for 3 games due to a toe injury. Mixon, with his track record and ability to find holes and gain tough yards after contact, fits that bill perfectly. His profile in 2025, with 10 games played, 180 carries for 820 yards and averaging 4.6 yards per carry, plus 7 rushing touchdowns and over 200 receiving yards, shows just how versatile and productive he can be. He's a back who can handle a heavy workload and boost Baltimore's ground game significantly. And let's not forget, this move could have a ripple effect far beyond just adding yards on the ground. Mixon's presence would open up more options for Lamar Jackson, especially on play-action passes, which we know are crucial to their offensive success. Think about it, Mixon's ability to find the hole quickly and break tackles after contact would complement Lamar's speed perfectly, making defenses think twice about stacking the box. This could translate into an increase of over 1.0 total yards for the Ravens, pushing their ground game from about 150 yards per game to well over 190. That kind of boost would make their offense even more dangerous, especially in late-season scenarios when teams get tired and defenses start to bend. But it's not just about the offense. Defensively, the Ravens have been working tirelessly to improve their rankings, and adding a player like Mixon could help balance the team's overall strength. Their run defense has been a mixed bag, allowing around 4.0 yards per carry, which isn't terrible but certainly room for improvement. With Mixon's ability to gain yards after contact, averaging around 4.5 yards after the initial hit, Baltimore could become even more imposing against the run. Their goal has always been to be a top-tier defense that can turn teams over and keep the scoreboard low, but with a potent running game to control clock and set up play action, they'd be even more formidable. Now, a quick note on the bigger picture. The Texans are in a position to make this move because they're trying to balance the books to secure their future. Their cap situation is tight, with about $4 million remaining, and they're prioritizing securing Stroud with a big extension that could hit around $200 million, which explains why they're willing to part ways with Mixon for the right price. Plus, they're focusing on fixing their offensive line, which has allowed 25 sacks so far, hampering Stroud's development. The addition of Mixon could be a short-term fix that helps them stay competitive in a tough AFC South while they rebuild. For the Ravens, this isn't just about plugging a hole. It's about making a statement. Bringing in Mixon could be the final piece to solidify their backfield, giving Lamar Jackson a running mate who can carry the load and take some pressure off him. His ability to find the end zone, especially in red zone situations, where he scores around 50% of the time, would be a massive upgrade. And considering Baltimore's recent struggles with injuries and inconsistencies in the running game, adding a player like Mixon would help them sustain drives longer, convert more on third down, and keep defenses on their heels. Looking ahead to the playoffs, this move could be a game changer. Mixon's experience in high-stakes games, he's been a Pro Bowler 3 times, means he's no stranger to pressure. His playoff stats aren't eye-popping, but his ability to produce when it counts could be exactly what Baltimore needs to push through the postseason. For example, in 2024, he racked up over 140 rushing yards and a touchdown against the Colts, showcasing that he can perform in big moments. His presence in the backfield could boost the Ravens' chances of winning tight games, especially when the weather gets colder and ground control becomes even more critical. Now, let's talk about the potential impact on the odds. Currently, Baltimore's Super Bowl odds sit around +1,800, but a move like this could push them closer to +750. That's a significant shift, and it reflects the added confidence and firepower Mixon would bring. It's also worth noting that this kind of trade mirrors what we saw with Alvin Kamara's move to the Saints in 2024, which helped propel them to over 15 wins and a deep playoff run. Baltimore fans know how important adding versatile playmakers can be, especially when the competition in the AFC is so fierce. The AFC North is loaded with talented teams, and the Ravens need every advantage they can get to stay at the top. Of course, no move is without risk. Mixon has had some injury issues, missing 2 games last season with a knee injury, but he's generally been durable throughout his career. His style of running also aligns well with Baltimore's physical smash-mouth approach. If he can stay healthy, he would be a perfect fit. Plus, bringing in a veteran like Mixon signals that the Ravens are serious about contending now and not just future planning. They're all in, and that's the kind of mindset that could propel them to another Super Bowl appearance. In conclusion, this rumored trade could be one of the most significant moves of the season for Baltimore. It's about upgrading the offense, providing Lamar Jackson with more weapons, and setting the stage for a deep playoff run. The Ravens have always been a team that values versatility, grit, and winning mentality, and adding Joe Mixon would hit all those marks. His ability to find the hole, gain tough yards, and make plays in critical moments makes him a perfect fit for what Baltimore wants to achieve this season. As we watch this story unfold, one thing is clear. The Ravens are not just looking to make noise. They're aiming to dominate, and this move could be the catalyst that pushes them over the edge. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Baltimore Ravens news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Ravens fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential move? Are you excited about Joe Mixon possibly donning the purple and black? Do you think he can be that difference maker we need to push for another Super Bowl? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Ravens. Remember, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Baltimore Ravens news. Let's keep this conversation going, and as always, let's go Ravens.